Sounds loud and clear over here. We're ready. We're rocking. We're rolling. Everybody ready?
Ready?
Sporting touch of hands. Round number 1. There's that fast start. And that is the fastest knockout in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Hey, mama, no born in the Bronx, raised in Dade. Been in the city since Spit had braids. Bahapanti parties, plata know how to sneak me out. Now it's 7-figure meetings every day. We lead a house. It's game time. The game's mine. You know the vibe. Yo, viajado el mundo entero, reppin' 305.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Don't Blink Podcast. You know I got two nice to kid in the building.
Yes, we in here, baby.
Today we got my brother from across the pond.
Oh, man.
My brother, Tyler Goodjohn, the Tornado.
Oh,
Great to have you here, my brother. Great to fucking have you here, dog. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me here.
How you been, man?
Happy now I'm in Miami.
Good.
Yeah.
Happy, very
No,
happy.
he came in here with his swag, Tranquilo Tropical, straight Miami style.
Yeah, straight up, straight Miami tropical style.
Hell yeah.
You know, we a lot of us here got to really meet Tyler backstage when you fought Baboon. When I was fighting Thiago, we were in the locker room, and I remember getting there. I'm like, damn, I'm sharing a room with Tyler, and you know, because Baboon's like my brother. So I'm like, damn, man. And then I got to know him. I'm like, damn, this guy's awesome. I like this guy.
Yeah.
Great to have you here, man.
No, thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you for joining us, man. So tell us, man. I know the last couple of years been a fucking a tornado, literally, for you. But we like to start the show at the beginning of people's lives. Like, so let's start like when you were a kid, man. You know, you were born in the UK.
I was born in a place called Ely, Cambridgeshire, which is very much like country. Okay. My dad is a farmer, so I've been raised on a farm. I'm a farm boy. I got into boxing as a 10-year-old, just to purely lose weight. My parents took me just to lose weight. I was a fat kid.
Were you okay?
Yeah, so like the sport back home in England is soccer. So that was my main thing that I wanted to do, but I kept getting left on the bench and that being a fat kid. So I went to boxing. I actually lost my first 6 fights as an amateur kid, but I was 11 years old, so I didn't have my friends on my back and all that kind of stuff going on, and then it just sort of clicked. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I'm saying. It's like that it's an addiction. It's that bug. And even as a kid, as a young kid, I can remember just being at school with my friends, and I'd be like, look, I'm going to be a professional fighter. I wasn't really concerned in anything else. Right. And that's all I wanted to do. And I'm 31 and I'm a professional fighter. And I'm in Miami. So
living the fucking dream right now.
Man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so when you started amateurs, you were 10, 11 years old? You started young, man. Mm-hmm. And how many amateur fights did you end up having?
I had 69.
69 then.
Yeah.
I like that number.
I won about 46. Okay. I say, to be honest, my first 20 fights I probably only won 5 or 6. It was, like I say, into it, a few years into it, that's when it really clicked. Right. But I was getting to the semi-finals of the nationals, and then I got to the finals of the nationals, and then I ended up winning the nationals. That then sort of got me signed to go professional. I turned professional at 18, which, to be honest, was far, far too young.
Absolutely,
But that was the path that I went on, and that's built the person that I am today. So,
and I know, especially over there in the UK across the pond, boxing is fucking huge. That's where it came from. Mm-hmm. So I know they push that on. Not that they push it on kids, but they're really big into boxing over there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've sort of said this to a few people. I think if like MMA is obviously huge here in America, but back home in England, I've been fighting 20 years now. 20 years ago, MMA wasn't a thing. So you only had amateur boxing clubs to go to. Gotcha. So actually, I think I'd probably do MMA if I had my time again. I like the look of it. But like you say, boxing was back then the sport. So that's what I went into.
Did you ever dabble in MMA? Do any wrestling or anything like that?
No. It's, like I say, it's just not. It's only we're a few years behind America. Right. And it's only now that we're sort of
by the time MMA started coming up, you're already doing boxing.
I was an amateur for like 8 years, so, and then I turned professional. So all my thoughts were going into that.
Nice. And how was it turning professional with it, man?
Yeah, I'll be honest, it was hard. I mean, I was blessed that I was in a very good gym. I mean, I was training alongside people like Darren Barker, who was a world champion, Kevin Mitchell, Ricky Burns. I had Anthony Joshua, who was in there when he was just turning professional and that. So, I was in a great gym, had great sparring and everything else. But I think I sort of got lost in the fact that, I wasn't a world champion, and I sort of got used a little bit as a sparring partner and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I say, I was an 18, 19-year-old, and when you're up against like these 30-year-old world champions, I took a few beatings in there. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I took some real lickings in there, to be fair. But I do think that's what's made me as tough as I am today, and can go into the bare knuckle and everything else.
Absolutely.
There you go. And the name Tornado came from back then.
So the nickname Tornado come from when I was an amateur. It was who I absolutely loved to bits. Mick, my first ever trainer, he's 79 years old now.
Just out the Mick.
Shout out to Mick. Every time I fight, I have Mick on the back of my shorts.
I have seen that.
I love this guy. He taught me boxing. He's the reason where I am today. So it's. So
it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Yeah, it's been a journey, man. And he's been there all the way. And like I say, he taught me everything. So
and he gave you the name Tornado.
So he gave me the name Tornado. Because like I say, I was a short, fat kid. I come in winging bombs, which isn't boxing, and that's why I got beat. He stuck the name Tornado with me. Then I turned professional, and my style is very like Latino, the Mexican style, coming forward like that. And I just got the L, for
El Tornado,
Tornado
baby.
where I was born, So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
My brother, before you got over to BKFC, where everybody knows you now, you were in BKB, correct?
Yeah.
How many fights did you have over there?
So I had 3 there. I won the world title there.
Nice.
Yeah, I fought Sean George, who was the main man. He'd had about 16, 17 bare knuckle fights, and I made a really good impression on my debut against Tony Lafferty, who's anyone who's seen him on YouTube, he's a wild man.
Yeah,
that was a baptism of fire for my debut.
Nice.
And I knocked him out. And then the second fight I had against Navarro, I showed all the using my shoulder and everything else, so it sort of showed a new thing to bare knuckle, and that video just went viral, and that's where my name was starting to get mentioned in the States and everything else after that fight. And then coming off the back of that fight, obviously I fought Sean George. He was the main man, so I just said, look, we got a fight, and if anyone's seen that on YouTube, there's been a documentary made out of it and everything. So it was
amazing.
It was a mental fight.
Yeah, I've actually seen the documentary. The documentary's badass. My nephew's a huge fan of yours. The kids I always bring to the fights. He's like, have you seen Tyler Goodjohn? He loves it.
Yo, and aside from fighting, oh my bad,
no, go ahead.
Yo, aside from fighting, what'd you like growing up?
What did I like doing? Well, to be honest with you, I was quite a naughty kid. I mean, we were raised in a place back in England where we like to fight, and I would literally go out every weekend and we would fight, but you'd win some, you'd lose some, but you just keep doing it, sort of thing. And and then I chose my profession.
There you go. And then you just stayed focused on it.
Yeah, just stayed focused on it. Yeah.
It seems like your profession chose you.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, man. So how did you get involved with BKFC?
Like I say, it was sort of after the Navarro fight, my second fight. There was, I was making a bit of waves over here, and people were talking about me and that, and BKFC actually tried to contact me, and we were going to sort a deal out and everything else, but I just really wanted this Sean George fight because he was the man. Do you know what I mean? He was, you look at all the things to do with BKB, Sean George is attached to it. And we just had a mega fight. He played his part as well. It was an unbelievable fight. And like I say, that then made a stronger deal for BKFC, really.
Absolutely. And then so you came in here, you came into BKFC, you fought Crazy Horse. Great fight too. A fucking veteran in himself, so it was kind of a baptism on the fire there too.
I mean, BKFC, no, so I caught COVID 2 weeks before the fight.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's quite a funny story now. Me and Mark Godbeer, who was coming over to face Sam Shoemaker.
Godbeer, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We were both sharing a room in a hotel in Vegas, and he was sparring Hasim Rahman's son.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So who was fighting on the Mike Tyson,
Evander Holyfield or
Roy Jones,
Roy Jones,
exhibition.
Yeah. Right.
So when they're sparring and everything else, he's flown over to go and have this fight, and he's tested positive for COVID.
Oh.
So he's then texted Mark and said, "Look, I've just tested positive for COVID," and Mark started to get really ill. I mean, Mark ended up having double pneumonia on his lungs and ended up in the hospital.
Shit.
So he couldn't fight. But at this point, we had to quarantine in Dubai for 2 weeks to get into America. And then we'd been training in Vegas for like 4 weeks. So I'd spent a lot of money on my camp. So I was like, look, I cannot not fight. I need this money, you know what I mean? And then literally like Christine Ferrer, she took me to go get a test like 4 days before. I got a negative test and got on the plane to Mississippi and went and fought. I mean, it was a laboured performance.
Right.
But
Well, I mean, after all that fucking shit you went through, it had to be a tough.
Yeah.
You fought before you got into the actual fight.
Yeah.
And not only that, look, Fenley is a good fighter. To be
absolutely,
fair, very experienced,
Very experienced.
very experienced. So, and I'll be honest, I probably took him a bit lightly because, like I say, I'm from a boxing background. I don't know much about MMA.
Right.
I actually had a lot of my friends message me when the fight was announced going, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're fighting Crazy Horse." And I was like, yeah, I don't know who this guy is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which makes it better for you, actually.
Yeah. And then it wasn't until after we fought where I was really like sort of looking into what he's done. I was like, wow, okay, this guy has done a lot. He's fought a lot.
He's definitely a legend in the game. He's the Crazy Horse is known for a lot of his antics outside of the ring more than inside the ring. Yeah. And then after that fight, you got to fight our brother Baboon. Yeah. I was actually the night that you guys got into it in the ring was the night I scored that 3-second knockout. Yeah. And then after you guys got into it all big, I wasn't there for that. Thank God it got crazy, and then you got the opportunity to fight him for the belt. Yeah, which was that was a huge fight for you too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have to do these things.
Right.
You know, I was in Miami on my own, and I wanted that fight. I didn't think he'd knock Aylas out in 20 seconds like he did.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I done what I did, and then Palomino made a video sort of saying, "Look, why won't anyone fight me?" And I just went, "Look, I'll come over. I'll quarantine on my own again." And that's what I did.
That's awesome. And for that one, didn't you have to come over and quarantine in Dominican Republic?
Yeah, Dominican Republic.
Oh shit, he's quarantined all over the world.
Yeah. The best bit about that, had a 3 p.m. curfew. For COVID.
I know.
So I had to be indoors. But, you know,
it was a mission, bro. They had everybody on a mission back then.
Yeah, because after that 3-second knockout, I went to Dominican Republic, and after 7 o'clock, I couldn't even order Uber Eats. So in my room, I'd order like at 5, order everything I wanted to eat till tomorrow. My brother, one thing that you talk about, and I've always told you every time we talk, is that you're real well at expressing yourself and telling people how you feel. And you speak a lot about on depression. How have you dealt with that? You know, because I know where you come from. I'm not too well at expressing myself with it, but I've had my ups and everybody in life has had their ups and downs. But you're really good at actually speaking on it. You know what I mean? And I think that helps a lot of people. It helps me out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I've been the best at dealing with it. I've done a lot of things to try and deal with it, and it's sort of it come to a stage where, look, I had to say something. I don't want to keep being that person anymore and living that life. I had to, I'd done a podcast before where, I use sex and I just couldn't. I wanted to be in relationships, and it was affecting relationships, and I was just using sex and everything else. So I had to speak out, and then, people now, message me, "How are you?" And if I can recognise when people,
are like genuine,
genuine, or they're probably going through it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can recognise when people are going through, and they need a little help, and we can talk, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. That's the thing. Like, we're strong people,
right?
And we're viewed as very strong people,
right?
like I say, I'm not proud of some of the stuff I've done in dealing with my depression and everything else. I'm really not. But I like to think that I'm coming through it now. And a lot of that is down to talking, to be honest.
Communication.
It is, no, and he's really good, like I said, at expressing himself. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't mean dealing with it, because dealing with it and expressing it are two different things, you know. But you actually know how to tell people how you're feeling. I get locked up when it's time to do that.
Yeah.
I want to kill somebody. How is it training out down here in Miami, man? How you liking it?
Oh, that Miami life.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, like obviously you've got the weather, but like the biggest thing is just I'm really enjoying working with Tigre, El Tigre.
Tigre's the man.
I'm really like I've
Legend.
been here just 10 days, and the amount I've learned in 10 days is great.
Yeah, and I've trained with Tigre many times. I love him. You know what I mean? And he's like a great man, great fighter. And it's a lot of training. It's a lot of training.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, it's a lot of different movements that at least I wasn't used to, you know what I mean? So it's tough.
Yeah.
But you're definitely part of a great team there with Baboon, with the Cuban Assassin.
Yeah.
Now they got the Tornado, baby.
Yo, and have Baboon taken you on those long ass runs that he likes to do?
There's one thing.
You told you I run into him on Sunday?
Yeah.
I ran into
Do you know,
him.
there's one thing about Baboon, he's like, we literally just had this conversation on the way back from
He's a
strength
fucking
and production.
machine.
He's his worst critic. He
Yeah.
was like, my gas is not good, man, and everything. And like, mate, I've just seen you smash that session.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, my gas isn't good. But that's why he's champion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I've told him the same thing. There's people who come, oh no, people who challenge him. Everybody has their thing, and they're like, oh no, he can't fight going backwards. He fought going backwards, won. Oh, he can't fight this. He fights that way, wins. He can't do this. He does that, wins. You know what I mean? Like they can't say nothing about him, man.
Yeah.
He's an animal. He's a machine too.
Yeah.
I actually, so on Sunday I was running. He's actually the one that taught me these long recovery runs. So I'm parked there. I'm doing a little massage gun waiting. And I see somebody walking by my car. Look, it's Baboon, hey. Said, oh, man, I just did 5 miles. I said, come on, I got to do another 5. So he ran with me and did another 5.
What?
Yeah. He's a machine.
Oh, my God.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
My brother, what's BKFC talking next for you? I know they're going across the pond July 16th. I would think that you're a big draw over there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think they can put a show on in the UK without me. I really don't.
I agree.
I don't think they can do it. So, yeah, that's what it's looking like. July 16th. I'm hoping that I should find out this week, really, an opponent and everything else. I mean, I've just had a year out. Obviously, I've not fought since Baboon, and I had shoulder surgery and everything else, but that's all cool. So, yeah, I'm ready to go.
You're ready, rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I can actually throw this right hand now, which is nice.
What would you have wrong with it? Labrum?
It was basically an AC joint which had pushed all the cartilage out, so I had to have a lot of bone removed and stuff like that. But like I say, it feels great now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back in there.
Hey, that's fight life for you, baby.
Yeah,
we fight. We're fucking pain. We go home and we do everything we do. You go home and like fucking complain to our girls. Damn, this shit hurts. Then the next day you're at the gym, like nothing's wrong with you.
Nah.
Any potential opponents or anybody you would like to see?
I know the name James Lilly, who has been. He's a Welsh guy.
He's from over there too.
He fought for BKFC about a month ago, and he scored a first round knockout against a guy. He actually fought for BKB as well when I was there. And to be honest, I don't really like him. I just I wouldn't mind fighting him.
That'll be a good one.
We gonna rock him.
Yeah. Are you fighting 55 or 45?
55.
55,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And over here in Miami, what's your favorite food from over here in Miami? What have you tasted?
Well, I mean, Baboon took me out to a Peruvian restaurant last week, and we had that ceviche.
Ceviche.
So
Ceviche is
yeah,
good.
I mean,
like that.
Yeah, so and I like that a lot. Yeah,
Absolutely. My brother, big part of this show, man. We've asked all 74 or 5 people that have been in front of you. Do you believe in aliens?
Come on.
No, mate. No.
I like it.
I like that.
He's the first one to say no.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
Why? You want to tell us why? Is there?
I just think we would have seen something by now.
Gotcha.
And do you know what I mean? Like, I know people would hide it and everything else, but I just think someone somewhere or a few people would have seen something.
I agree. I agree. But I'm an optimist, right? Where I kind of hope for the best in things. But like I say this almost every show when we talk about aliens. I've watched every alien show, documentary, all this shit, and it always ends the same way. You still don't know if it fucking exists or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with all the technology we got out there, all the cameras, all that shit, for us not to have a good fucking picture of one, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, like by now we would have seen something already.
It's hard to believe.
Damn. But what about the whole thing? Like the world is so big, the universe, and there's got to be another galaxy.
I'll tell you something that really shocks me. Right, only 6% of the ocean has been explored.
Oh yeah, we talked about that one time.
What?
Yeah, we don't know about the ocean.
Because imagine the stuff that's down there.
Yeah.
There must be like alien type. Monster type.
They probably come
things.
from down there.
Yeah, well, we're still finding new shit like in the ocean on a daily basis. And listen, we can't explain the pyramids. You know what I mean? So that's
the pyramid. They're crazy, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
My brother, if you have a young Tyler Goodjohn looking at the show right now, what good advice can we give him, man? You know
Work your socks off, and you're gonna go through a lot of adversity, a lot of lows, a hell of lows. But you just got to believe that the rise is real and you'll come through it. But hard work, it's just hard work.
Yeah. Stay consistent.
Yeah. It's just, exactly that. It's hard work, man.
That's it. Put your head down and go. Put your head down and go.
Listen, there's nowhere around hard work, brother. I mean, hard work and consistency.
Even it, like through all my lows and everything else, I've always, I really think that, boxing saved my life in that I've just kept, on that routine, kept my mind occupied. I dread to think what I would have done without boxing. I honestly do.
I'm glad you said that because I use that on a daily basis. Fighting saved my life. I hashtag it all the time, and whenever I can use it, I use it. I turned pro. I'm 41 years old. I turned pro at 35. I was in and out of juvenile detention centers. I went to prison as a young man. I sold dope and did wrong shit my whole entire life. And at 35, I had this come to God moment. I believe I'm here because of my mom's prayers and because of God, and it brought me to my knees. And the best thing, I always got in trouble for fighting too. You know what I mean? I'm like, I gotta give this shit a try, and it's the best thing never did, man. It saved my life. I'm here today. Fastest knockout. I get to speak to people like you. I get to hang out and have fucking great times, man.
It's a great story. It's a great story, and people, people are quick to knock boxing, knock MMA, but they don't realise that how many lives it does save.
The thing is, the people that knock it are behind computer screens typing shit up. Yeah, but if they see you, they want a picture. They want to fucking.
They always, unfortunately, it does happen in the game. People, there have been deaths in boxing, and people are very quick to go, "Oh, let's ban boxing, ban this, ban that," and you go, "Look at all the people. It's enriched their life and made their life."
If they were, the way this will never happen, but if they were to ban boxing or fighting, all these guys that are fighting will take it out somewhere else, and it'll be even worse than what it is today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My brother, I love the hair, dog. You took mine. I cut mine out.
Man,
I see you cut your hair, man. Yeah, man. I had it for I had it for years. Cut it off, then grew it again, and I'm sick of it.
We're getting the monster ready for like this new Abercrombie and Fitch commercial.
Yeah. Fucking Gucci or something.
Yeah, Gucci and all that.
Need somebody? Let me know.
So you need the monster.
My brother, it's been amazing having you on.
Yes.
Nothing but success to you. You got family here in Miami. I love to see you succeed.
Thank you,
and I hope to be there July 16, at least ringside to watch you fight, man.
I'd love, mate. I've
never been in the UK, so
that'd be awesome. Like LT Gree, Baboon's going to come over the team, and that it's going to be a special moment. I honestly think when BKFC take it to England, that's a shutdown. It's going to be game over.
I agree.
Like you Americans throw a far better show than us English. It's just different,
I agree that it'll be huge over there, and I look forward to fighting there one day. You know what I mean? I've fought in Italy before, but I would like to fight in the UK, which I know is a big fighting place.
Hell yeah!
My brother, let the people know where they can find you.
So you can find me. I'm just on Instagram. I like to just keep it IG. El Tornado Tyler 1. Just keep up with the story. Keep it locked on all my training and everything else. Obviously, like I say, I'm down at the Young Tigers Foundation with Baboon, Palomino, and El Tigre, having a lot of fun. It's
going down.
Hey, keep up with his account because they hack it on a constant basis.
I've gone through 2 accounts.
I get those weird, give me your Cash App.
Oh, the DMs.
I had to text them, yo, this is not you, is it? My brother, thank you for being here,
thank
man.
you,
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes.
very
Nothing
much,
but
my
love,
friend.
brother. Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Guys, another great episode of Don't Blink Podcast. Me, the kid, and El Tornado in the building. Don't miss it.
Bow.
I think me and Two Nights got something great going on. We got some great guests coming up. It's gonna be dope. We got some dope people that already signed up to do it with us, which is great. A lot of people show us love, and it's because we love them back for sure.